What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We are once again back talking about the Jimmy Butler speculation that's been happening this offseason. That's probably going to continue to happen, and that is with Miami and Jimmy Butler's contract negotiations, how Jimmy Butler wants a max extension, and it sounds like Miami is very hesitant to give that to him right now, which has obviously brought the trade rumors up. And the two teams that I think make a ton of sense for Jimmy Butler is the Philadelphia 76ers and the New York Knicks. We already did a Jimmy Butler 76ers rebuild, of course. So if you want to check that out, I did that a couple weeks ago. But today I wanted to talk about the other team that I think he makes a ton of sense for, and that is New York Knicks. In fact, honestly, in my personal opinion, I think Jimmy Butler to the Knicks is a match made in heaven. I'll explain why I feel that way in just a second, but let's just go ahead, jump in, and do this New York Knicks, or Jimmy Butler, New York Knicks rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. Knicks fans, let me know. Do you even want Jimmy Butler? Like, do you want to trade for him and then pay him? I know he's obviously older, but to me, Jimmy Butler would make a ton of sense for the Knicks. 34 years old, but your time is now if you're the Knicks. You got really close to making it to the Eastern Conference Finals this year. Jalen Brunson has shown what he can be. But I do believe you can't just fully rely on Jalen Brunson all the time. I think if you go into Boston and Jalen Brunson's your really only true threat, and I know Julius Randle could definitely maybe be that in the future if you just ran it back with him, but he has historically been pretty bad in the playoffs. So I don't know. Like, I would understand that aspect as well. But here is what we're doing. So I think Jimmy Butler with Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, Mitch Robinson, like that just sounds, and OG Anunoby, of course, once you re-sign him, that just sounds like a match made in heaven, as I mentioned. So what we're doing is we're trading Julius Randle, Bojan, and a 24th pick in this draft, a top 10 protected Wizards pick. This does say Detroit unprotected, but I'm pretty sure this pick is actually protected in real life. Not that this pick is going to be good, because Detroit is always good in the play, or always good in 2K simulation anyway. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and make this trade happen. So 3 first-round picks, which 2 of them are future first. And then Miami gets a couple win-now players, because obviously they still have Bam Adebayo, still have Tyler Hero. They're still going to try to compete. So yeah, I think you move Jimmy Butler, get a couple assets, Julius Randle. We do this trade, and just like that, Jimmy Butler is now a New York Knicks. So that is how we're doing things today. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think Jimmy Butler and Jalen Brunson could be a great pairing? I actually personally think this would work out tremendously. I think the Knicks need another threat alongside Jalen Brunson, and Jimmy Butler obviously reunited with Tom Thibodeau. I think it makes a ton of sense if something like this were to occur or go down. So Josh Hart is listed at power forward currently. I'm going to list him at shooting guard, and then DiVincenzo and Josh Hart will probably run the shooting guard spot. Have, Josh Hart maybe come off the bench for his electricity again, or for his energy, I guess. Electricity is a cool word to use, but more energy, as you guys know. And then obviously the biggest thing after you trade for Jimmy Butler, if you were to get him, Isaiah Hartenstein's a free agent, and so is OG Anunoby. This definitely feels like the idea that the Knicks might lose either one of them. I think they re-signed OG just because they traded for him. I'm assuming they had some confidence he would resign. There's been some recent rumors how it's not a guarantee, but I feel like he will resign. Now, Hartenstein, on the other hand, I think there's going to be a lot of teams, including the Thunder, who might throw him a bag. And if you're the Knicks, are you going to pay him that much? It remains to be seen, but we'll find out. So, Tom Thibodeau is still our head coach, so obviously we're going to leave that the way it is. Just had a successful season with him, and just unfortunately broke down in the playoffs. Now, Tom Thibodeau is one of those guys that just loves to run his guys a bunch of minutes, so hopefully he can maybe tamper that until the playoffs, although, he really shortened his rotation in the playoffs, and that ultimately ended up being their downfall. But it's just because they had so many injuries as it was. They didn't have Julius Randle that could have played some minutes for them, obviously, and Bojan gets hurt early on in the playoffs. So just really unfortunate circumstances. But we do have the 25th overall pick. So if we are going to lose maybe Isaiah Hartenstein potentially, who do we want to maybe have? We could take Missy here, who I actually think would be a good replacement, especially on a rookie contract. So I'm going to go ahead and take Missy here out of Baylor. Could be a really good selection for the Knicks, especially if Hartenstein is to walk this offseason. And we also got Kevin McCullough early on in round 2. So that feels good. So OG, Jericho Sims, both free agents. And of course, so is Isaiah Hartenstein, and Achua is also a free agent. So we're going to get into free agency. Of course, attempt to re-sign OG, and then Hartenstein. I'm not really sure if I'm going to have the bird rights on him or not. He's asking for $14 million. There's been talks that he might get up to $22 million per year or something like that. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see Isaiah Hartenstein's market this offseason. I do believe a team like maybe OKC or maybe some other team would be interested in throwing him a bag. Today's video is brought to you by DGF's Optimizer. If you're playing on apps such as PrizePicks, Underdog, or any other DFS app, having a tool like this is so clutch at finding good plays right in front of you without having to do any research whatsoever. For example, we just loaded this bad boy up, and we got Chris Flexen over 3.5 strikeouts at the top of the optimizer. So I would obviously plug and play that immediately because you got every single book favoring him to go over 3.5 strikeouts. Basically, when you use data over the long term, you're going to be a much profitable sports better. You also have a no-run first inning here with the Oakland Athletics and Seattle Mariners. So if you are a no-run first inning type of guy, there's a play there as well. Let's see if we got any basketball example or NBA examples. I don't think I see a single one, unfortunately. Derek White under 14.5 points is heavily favored right now by the sports book, so they expect Derek White to score under 14.5. I know Derek White is a tremendous role player for the Celtics, but hey, if you're feeling frisky and want to go ahead and take the under on Derek White, the math is backing it up, so you could do that as well. But yeah, make sure to check out Prize Picks. They have all other DFS apps, like I said, on here to choose from, not just Prize Picks. It's 25% in the first month when you use code Crushables. Of course, I can use it on apps such as Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a DFS app. Allows you to choose between 2 to 6 players. And it's a really good time also to check out Prize Picks right now because they have a free square on the NBA Finals for Jason Tatum. So make sure to check out that as it is free money there. So make sure you use code Crushables. They match first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. So make sure to check out both links down in the description below. Other than that, let's get back to the video. So going into free agency, we're going to come out here and obviously immediately offer OG Anunoby a contract. I do believe he is going to get a decent little bag. I think it's going to be at least 25 M's if I'm not mistaken. Maybe even more than that, unfortunately, for the Knicks circumstances. But I do believe he is going to get a bag. So I'm going to go ahead and reflect that here in 2K. Not sure what we'll do with the Chua just yet. And then Hartenstein, like I said, I do want to resign him. But I believe, man, there is a possibility that the Knicks lose him. But I'm going to wait for just a little bit and see if he gets an offer, which he probably did at this point. If I lose him, I think it's actually, like I said, a definitely real possibility. So he's still here. He still has no offers. If you can get him at $14 million, that would be amazing. But like I said, I think he's going for a lot more than that. So, yeah, now OG Anunoby back, which is fantastic. He'll play power forward for us. Yeah, Mitchell Robinson and Missy at the moment if we decide, obviously. Maybe what we could do, though, is we could pay Hartenstein. And then immediately we could develop Missy in the G League for a year and then move Robinson or Hartenstein and probably go with that. So that's probably what we'll do. We're going to go ahead and re-sign Hartenstein. If you can get him back, of course, you would if you're the New York Knicks. So I think bottom level, he's going to get like $16 million. I think that's exactly kind of where he'd be. So minimum, I think he's getting like 16 to 17. And then on the high end, like 27 million probably going his way. So that is a lot of money being spent. I believe we might be close to the luxury tax now after spending that much money. But we have Brunson, Miles McBride. We have Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, Shake Milton's contract still here. You have Kevin McCullough, Jimmy Butler, OG. And then you have Mitch Robinson and Hartenstein. So we pretty much have a full rotation. I don't think I'm bringing back Achua in this situation. I'm going to try to keep us a little cheaper here just because eventually, I guess there's really no one we're looking forward to paying. Everyone's locked up. So we could resign. We could get Precious back. So let me not renounce him. Let's go to see if we can get him like for as cheap as possible. So $10 million. Yes, this might not be nothing. So let's go to like day 12. And it should give me the ability to match any offer he gets. And he has no offers right now. So let's go to day 12. Let's see if we can get him on like a pretty cheap contract. So let's say we can get him for like 7.75. I think that'd be a really good contract to get him on. So we're going to go ahead and get Achua back on that salary. Jimmy Butler has regressed a little bit. That's fine. Kind of expect that. DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, Miles McBride is up. OG is down, which kind of sucks to see, obviously, that. Hartenstein is down, but like I said, I think what we could do is we can obviously go ahead and send off Mitch Robinson or Hartenstein, whether, if Messi develops enough for next season, which is what we'll do. We'll send him to the G League for this first season. But let's get into the rotation, and let's take a look at what this is all about to look like with Jimmy Butler on the Knicks now. I'm excited. I think this would be, like I said, a 1A, 1B type of guy, type of thing going on. I think Jimmy Butler would be the perfect pairing to put with Jalen Brunson, as you might need another guy to help you, take you to the promised land. And I think Jimmy Butler would fit that mold quite well. So here is your rotation. So you have Jalen Brunson, DiVincenzo, Jimmy Butler. Of course, they want to start Achua right now, but we are going to start OG. So it'll be something like this. It'll be Jimmy Butler, OG Anunoby, Robinson, Josh Hart, Achua, Hartenstein, Miles McBride, and that is your rotation, which immediately is going to send McCullough and Missy to the G League. So we're going to do that. I think we might have to resign or sign some player to get McCullough in the G League, but that's fine. So we're going to do that. McCullough might be a guy we could play next year as well. So this is, I think there's going to be a fun rotation this year. I'm excited about it, and we're only going to get better with hopefully McCullough and Missy developing in the G League. So we're going to run this. I will see you guys at the end of year number 1, and hopefully this team ends up being a playoff team. and a good contender in the East after we just acquired Jimmy Butler for this Knicks squad. So Anthony Edwards at the end of year 1 wins MVP. Stephon Castle, rookie of the year on the Jazz. Niles Reed, 6th man, Wemby defensive player. Jalen Suggs, most improved, and Steph is your clutch player. And Tom Thibodeau, coach of the year as we went 62-20. So 2K agreed with me. I think they agreed that Jimmy Butler to the Knicks is a match made in heaven because we're the first seed in the Eastern Conference, but I kind of want to see if we have any All-NBA first-team representatives. We have Jimmy Butler and Jalen Brunson both making All-NBA third team, so 31 points, Jalen Brunson, and then 29 from Jimmy Butler, man. Perfect. Like I said, this worked perfectly. So, love to see that. Now, all that matters is getting a championship now and running through this Eastern Conference. So, here are your player stats. You had 31 from Jalen Brunson, 29 from Jimmy, 15.5 from DiVincenzo, 15 from OG, 9 from Josh Hart, 7.5 from Achua, 7 from Hartenstein, and then 6, and then 5 and 10. So, here goes nothing. And round 1, we're going to be playing the Milwaukee Bucks. We have Damian Lillard, Gary Trent. That's a good signing for them. Middleton, Giannis, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez, Marjon Beauchamp, Andre Jackson, and Ty Washington. So the bench is a little thin. Obviously, we traded for Jimmy Butler to go far in this East, so hopefully we don't lose to Giannis and the Bucks in round 1, as they do win game 1. But we are up 2-1, and we're up 3-1, and we are going to beat them in 5. So we're on to round 2. I would love to play Boston because I want to see how we match up against Boston, and we do get Boston. So Boston, of course, is the team to take down. 2K wouldn't tell you that because it feels like Boston always gets eliminated in the playoffs all the time. But they are here, and now let's see how we test against them because this is going to be an ultimate task for us at hand. So here we go. Game 1, 1-0, 141. Or wow, we blew them out, 143-101. Game 2, 2-0, blew them out again. Game 3, 3-0, and they have no they weren't even close to being competitive with us. We just swept them. Like, they had no chance. Jimmy Butler dropped 38 in that game 4. Philly or Cleveland? I think I'd rather have Philly, but we get Cleveland. So Golden State, Oklahoma City on the other side. So Cleveland Cavaliers, of course, they have Garland and Mitchell still. It feels like one of these two guys are going to be gone more than likely. It feels like Mitchell's going to be the one staying in Cleveland, which is kind of crazy to think about. So I might be doing a video on that here soon because if Mitchell is going to be the guy that stays, Garland's shipped out, Jarrett Allen shipped out, and the last time we did Cavs video, of course, we traded away Mitchell and kept Garland. So we might have to do another video on that. But regardless, let's see if we can beat them. So game 1, 1-0, beat them by 12 there, or can I do math? 13, sorry. Game 2, 2-0. So far, so good. We are just dominant in the East, and 4-0 win. Love to see it. Now you have to play the Warriors or the Thunder. I'm hoping it's the Warriors, but it's probably going to be the Thunder, right? As yet, they win. Okay, game 7. Let's simcast a game 7 that doesn't involve me. So let's see what happens. Warriors, take care of business, man. I want to win a championship, and I would rather play you guys because the Thunder are annoying to play in 2K. All right, you got it. Come on. Let's go. We get to play the Warriors. Is that famous last words, though? We'll see. So we get Steph, Clay, Wiggins, Kuminga, Draymond, Podziemski, Drummond, Moses Moody, and Trace Jackson Davis. This is our chance to get it done immediately. 2K agrees that this is a perfect match for the Knicks. Jimmy Butler on New York makes a ton of sense. All right, so let's see if we can get one. Game 1, 1-0. Game 2, 2-0. So far, man, this is going phenomenal. But they even it up, so we're not done just yet. We're not out of the woods yet. Okay. Game 5, huge game 5. This is in Madison Square Garden. And these Knicks fans, man, they deserve something to cheer for. So let's go ahead and give them something to cheer for as we're going to blow them out in game 5. So W. Avoided game 7. Yes, we won a championship on their home floor. So just like that, year number 1, we won a championship with Jimmy Butler as your finals MVP. Like I said, man, Jimmy Butler to the Knicks, I feel like I know this is just 2K, but I just think it makes so much sense in my head. Let me know if I'm the only one that thinks that. Like, am I the only one that thinks that? But let's get into this offseason. I know Tom Thibodeau always tries to retire, so I'm going to make sure he doesn't. No, this time he does not. So he's not here. Popovich is trying to retire, though, which I guess I can't stop him this time, unfortunately. But let's go to the lottery. And no, I don't think we're going to have a lottery pick from anybody. So Detroit's pick, as I mentioned, is not even close to the lottery. I wasn't even paying attention to them, but they are at 16. I guess that's not considered not even close. Sorry. But yeah, so Miami gets 16 from the Jimmy Butler trade. Chicago 1, Rockets 4. So back-to-back years where the Nets get screwed. And then Nets via Houston. So, oh, I guess they swapped. They were both bad. I didn't realize how close they were, but that's funny. Staff signing. We got Tom Thibodeau still as the head coach, which is great. I think it's next offseason he tries to retire. So got to make sure I get him back. I would love to, Bill Donovan be our assistant or something like that. That'd be cool. So let's get Billy Donovan. And then let's get a guard guru. And then we should be able to run it back a little bit. So now that Missy is healthy, or not healthy, sorry, out of the G League, I'm curious to see how much those guys develop because do we want to trade Mitch Robinson or Hartenstein after winning a championship is the question. Like, I want to because I want to keep running it, obviously. But, so we have the 30th pick in a couple seconds. So let's go ahead and see what 2K gets us at 30, or, well, you know, obviously we'll pick here. So we can take Amari, Tyler Harris, Carter Knox, Florin. Give me Amari here. We could definitely probably use a future power forward. So I'll take Amari. Iowa State, we get a 74 overall, and we get Florin in round 2, so we'll take him as well. And then we won't worry about Kobe Johnson. So, player options, Jalen Brunson declines, so does Jimmy Butler. Kevin McCullough accepts. So, after winning a championship, we signed Jimmy Butler, and Jalen Brunson is going to be very expensive. Qualifying offers, Melvin Castle. Of course, we have no interest in bringing him back. So, free agency, both of them have good offers. So, Jalen Brunson's getting an offer from the Rockets, and Jimmy Butler is getting an offer from the Cavs. So we have the potential to lose both right now. So when I'm thinking about this, I'm kind of just looking at, you know, where we're at as a roster. So currently, salary cap breakdown, this is what it would look like. So we have $226 million committed in payroll. It's actually showing our cap holds. So let's see how expensive the cap holds are. So I believe I can find that. Where is that again? Here it is. So Jimmy Butler's cap hold is $73 million. Obviously, he's not about to make $73 million. We're not about to pay him that. But I'm not bringing back Shake Milton. I'm not bringing back Dinwiddie. I'm not bringing back Castle. I'm not bringing back Covington. So, obviously, these two are reflected on the cap hold. But we're going to bring both of them back. And that's going to be right around $200 million. So, we're about to be over the second apron once we are able to re-sign both of them. So, let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. Because, obviously, they're going to be expensive. So, we are going to sign Jalen Brunson back. So, let's give him a max contract. That's what he deserves. And he is going to accept that. And then same thing with Jimmy Butler. I would love to give him a little bit under the max. He's 35 years old. Although he wants a max in real life. So I guess maybe we have to give him a max. So let's say it's a 3-year max contract. That way you're not paying him. Or maybe it's even a 2-year. Like, I don't know if you'd accept a 2-year. Maybe we'll up the contract if he says no to this. But yeah, we give him a 2-year deal. So 2 years to come back. So once we sign these guys, which we will do here, our, you know, let's see how expensive our payroll is. So now that that is done, let's look at our payroll. So our payroll now looks something like this, which I've tried to make this more of a focus because I think the new CBA is just like so amazing, man. I absolutely love it. I think it's such a cool, I don't know, man. Like, I know it punishes teams for spending money, but it just causes so much parity in the NBA. That's why I love it so much. So I do believe, I mean, if we trade Mitchell Robinson, that gets us under, I think that gets us under the second apron if I trade him away without, you know, but do I care about that? Because we have a full rotation right now, so we don't really have to do anything. So maybe I don't care. Let's just go to player progression, and let's first figure out how much Missy and Kevin McCullough go up in overall. Maybe we can decide after that what we want to do. So Missy is up to 77. So maybe we don't worry about it till next year, and maybe we trade Robinson at the deadline, maybe, or something like that, and try to get a first round pick for him or something like that. So Kevin McCullough, Missy, and then Robinson all develop, and so does DiVincenzo. So we're going to go into next season with this being the way it is. And then we'll see at the deadline if we want to move Mitch Robinson. Although if you're a contending team, maybe we just roll with Mitch Robinson and then he leaves us in free agency for nothing. I think I'd rather keep Robinson, try to get a second championship, and then he walks for nothing because of how expensive this roster is. I think that's where I would be if I was the Knicks. But yeah, man, the new CBA just is going to make things really hard for teams. So we're going to go ahead. And I don't know who else is a free agent because I believe DiVincenzo and Josh Hart are going to have to be re-upped here soon, and they're going to want more money. So yeah, this team is about to get expensive, man. It's about to get expensive. But let's see. So salary cap breakdown. So yeah, Robinson. Oh no, everyone else is locked up next season. Well, Kevin McCullough isn't, which isn't that big of a deal. But everyone else is under contract, so we're committed at least to another couple of years. Mitch Robinson is the only one that's not under salary. So here's the rotation once again. Not much has changed. Kevin McCullough and Missy are not in here again. So you know what we'll do with them again? We'll go ahead and send them to the G League again. I will see you guys at the end of year number 2. So this year, Luka wins MVP for the Mavericks. Let's see if we get another Coach of the Year nod, and we do. Tom Thibodeau, Coach of the Year at 62-20. So another really good season. This time they're both back in All-NBA third team again. So All-NBA first or second, All-NBA third team again, but it's pretty much a repeat of last year. We literally got the same record as last year, 62-20. We're the first in the East again. This time the Celtics are nowhere to be found. Like I said, it's so weird how 2K just has them suck so badly. 21-61. But here are your player stats. 31 for Jalen Brunson, 27 from Jimmy, 14 from DiVincenzo, 14 from OG, and then 9, 8, 7, 6, and 6. So, yeah, this will probably be the final run with Mitchell Robinson. We're probably going to have to let him walk at free agency just because how expensive the team is. DeMar DeRozan is coming off the bench for Cleveland this time. We draw them early on in round 1. So somebody come around against Cleveland, and we are going to beat them in 5 games. And now we get the Brooklyn Nets, who have DJ Wagner, Cam Thomas, Ace Bailey, Isaac Claxton, Mikal Bridges. You know, obviously Mikal is another guy that I think the Knicks can potentially target this offseason. I think we did that already, though, a few times now. So this is a nice refreshing to have Jimmy Butler instead of Mikal. And we are going to sweep them. So off to a great start in this conference. And it looks like we just dominate the East so far. Now, the Hornets have gotten Naz Reid with Miles, with Brandon Miller, BJ Edgecombe, and LaMelo Ball, Mark Williams. So good Charlotte team, but I do believe we're better still. So make current round, and we are up 3-1, and we are going to go back to the finals. And this time, the Thunder are not going to be here either. And do we get the Pelicans or the AFC? Let's see. Yeah, we draw the Pelicans. Okay. So, of course, there was the dream scenario a few years ago, or however long ago that was, with Zion, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie to New York. Obviously never happened, but yeah, this is the same Pelicans team that we're used to seeing. They still have Ingram, Herb Jones, Daniels has developed a little bit for them. So here goes nothing. Game 1, 1-0. They even it up. Game 3. So we got ourselves a task here, but this is kind of where we were pushed last year. We got pushed to a game 5 last year, and then we just blew them out in game 5. So let's see if we could do that again. But this time it looks like the Pelicans are going to give us a little bit more of a run here, and we are going to win game 5. Okay. So do we win game 6 in game 6 once again? Yeah, literally a repeat of what happened last year. We went to a game 5, won it, and then won in game 6 to win a championship. We made it all the way to the East with or made it to the finals with no problems at all. So 2K agrees with me so far. Now let's see if we made this a 3-peat. Now, in this scenario though, I'm curious to see if I'm going to do this for just, test purposes. If we lose Mitchell Robinson for nothing and replace him with Missy, oh man, I forgot to make sure Tom Thibodeau doesn't retire. But hey, he got 2 championships. Did he retire? No, he didn't. Or did he? No, I don't see him. So maybe he's still out there. So he's got 2 championships. Let's try to make it 3 in a row. I think he's still out here anyway. Yeah, he is. So we're going to bring him back. So we're going to bring back Tom Thibodeau. Wow, he's not going to come back? That's crazy. Why not? I've never seen that where you can't get your head coach back. That is insanely crazy. All right, well, I guess he doesn't want to come back. All right, well, we have Chauncey, Finch, Quinn Snyder. Didn't really want to lose Mr. Tom Thibodeau. Where did he went to the Timberwolves? He went back to Minnesota? Are you serious? Wow. Doesn't make any sense, but yeah, it makes literally no sense. Tom Thibodeau, you're losing a job as soon as you got it. That doesn't make any sense. You're coming back to the Knicks. I don't care. So I was going to live with it until there's no options here. So, let's see. Where are you? Staff. I guess, well, we can just go in here and do it. So, yeah. Don't know what you're doing here, buddy, but you're coming back to the Knicks, my friend. I don't care. So, we are going to go ahead and get Tom Thibodeau back. That wouldn't make any sense. Why would you leave the team that you've won 2 championships in a row with? That literally makes easier. Imagine he rejected us 2 times in a row. That'd be funny. But we got him back after all that. So, all right. So, like I said, we're going to run this test. No. There we go. So, we're going to keep Billy Donovan. At least I think. No, and boom. All right, so Billy Donovan is kept, I think. Maybe? I don't know. Not sure. But let's go to player options. I don't even care if we get on draft night. So, did we even have a draft pick? We did. It was very late. We got Dylan Andrews. All right, so Missy and Florin, I'm going to accept. Qualifying offers. Kevin McCullough's a free agent. If he wants too much money, that's going to be a problem. But Mitch Robinson, yeah, definitely not for that much either. Robinson asked for $25 million. I can't afford that. Like, if you're the Knicks, you just can't afford that, man. So we're not going to give him that much money. That would just be such a high luxury tax bill. It's not even funny. So that's why Missy has been developing for all this time. So now we can get Missy. And then McCullough, I would like to have back as well. So Robinson, thank you for your services, my friend, but I'm not resigning you to $25 million. I can't do it. So luxury tax, we're already over the second apron. Luxury tax bill is already really high as it is. So I can't afford that. So $25 million would be an extra $13 million on what you paid last year. I can't do it. I'm sorry. So Kevin McCullough, if he comes back, his qualifying offer, which how much is he asking for? Probably ask for too much because I don't even see his name. Kevin McCullough asking for $6 million. 2 years, $6 million. We'll do something like that maybe, and he'll sign it. Okay. So we got McCullough back. Player progression. We got OG, McBride, Hardenstein, everyone developing. Missy is, where is Missy? Oh, he's up to dude, did he go up? Oh, yeah, he did. He went up to 78. He was a 77 last year. And Omari went up as well. All right, so we got some young guys developing in the background, some young bucks, but we're going to go try to make this 3-peat happen. Does losing Mitchell Robinson hurt that is the question I have. So let's see if that ends up being the case or not. But no matter what, this will be the final season. We've had success in this video thus far. So 4-star proficiency with Hardenstein starting anyway. It'll be Brunson, DiVincenzo, Butler, OG Hardenstein, Josh Hart, once again, Miles McBride, Achua, and then Missy is at 9th spot now. So let's go ahead, see how the season goes. How much money are we? I believe we're probably still over the second apron for sure. Yeah, so we're still over the second apron quite a bit. But once, yeah, and this team is about to be all free agents. Like Butler's gonna be a free agent, Hardenstein, DiVincenzo. So I'm more than happy to end this video after the season, regardless of what happens. That way I don't have to worry about all that. But somebody this year, and let's see if we can go for the three-peat. So this year we don't get any Coach of the Year nods this time around, but we get All-NBA teams once again, and yeah, they once again both make. It's literally been a repeat of every season so far. We don't go 62-20 though, so I guess things are a little bit different this time. We are the 3rd seed and not the 1st seed. So maybe losing Mitch Robinson was an underrated loss. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to go to a 8-man rotation in these playoffs. That is going to kick Missy out of the rotation right now, but I'm actually going to go ahead and play him over Mitch Robinson not here anymore. I'm going to play Missy over Achua in these playoffs. But let's go ahead, figure out if we can go for a 3-peat here. So Melo Ball, VJ Edgecombe. We beat this team last year with ease. They've added Jamal Murray now, though. So somebody come around against Charlotte, and we are going to go to a Game 7 very early. So let's go to Game 7, and let's see if we can win this one in Madison Square Garden to go to round 2 and try to, shoot for that 3-peat here. So it's looking decent right now, and it looks like we are going to round 2. So we get out of round 1. A little bit struggled a little bit that time, though. We had to go to a Game 7 to do it, and now we got the Cleveland Cavaliers. We've beaten them a couple times already, so let's see if we can continue that trend. So my current round, and they are going to be in an even series with us once again. Game 5 in Madison Square Garden. We got a back and forth here so far, but it looks good going into this one, and we are going to absolutely smoke them. Do we finish them in 6? No, we're going to a Game 7. So back to Madison Square Garden once again. Hopefully we can get back to the conference finals here, but if not, we have had a good run. So it's looking good, though. We're going back to the conference finals. So we beat Cleveland once again. This time it had to be 7. So far, 2 Game 7s. And now we draw the Pacers. So some sweet fashion revenge here, hopefully. They have Siakam. They still have Nembhard. They still have Mathurin. Jarvis Walker's developed now there for them. They have Nurkic now and Trey Jones. Game 1, 1-0. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3, 2-1. Game 4, 3-1. And we are back in the finals. And this time we draw the Jazz. We have Luka with Lauri Markkanen. Okay. And Ivy. Kessler. I like it. Very interesting. So here we go. Game 1, 1-0. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3, Brunson versus Luka is kind of fun, by the way. Let's see if we can win Game 4, though, to even this series and not go down 3-1 to Luka. Luka's going to ruin our chances of a 3-peat, isn't he? Wait a minute. We might win this one, and we are going to win Game 4. So we even the series, and now we go back to Madison Square Garden for a Game 5. Let's see if Jalen Brunson can best his former teammate here, and it's so far looking pretty decent. And it looks like we are going to win Game 5. And now the ultimate test is we win Game 6 to repeat. No, we cannot. We're going to a Game 7. So Game 7 back in New York, though. So Game 7 in Madison Square Garden for the 3-peat. Utah, don't ruin this, man. Luka, don't ruin this. Okay, so we made it even there for a second. We're back and forth with them. We're down 8, though, in the 4th quarter. And they might have us here. So just like that, man. Wait a minute. Maybe? Nah. I think we lost. Unless we make a little triumphant comeback here. Which we're there, but not quite. So 3-peat ruined by 1 loss, man. How unfortunate. But still a successful video nonetheless. 150-107. Of course, Luka, your finals MVP. No surprise there. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. Let me know if you guys agree with me, man. Jimmy Butler to the Knicks makes so much sense to me. I think he'd be a perfect pairing with Jalen Brunson. Reunited with Tom Thibodeau. I think it would make the Knicks a dark horse. Not even a dark horse. They'd be like a contender up there for sure. If they have the role players like DiVincenzo, OG, Josh Hart. They keep Hardenstein somehow. They have Mitch Robinson. And then they draft well potentially if you keep, at least one of those picks after Jimmy Butler trade. They could be scary if something like this were to go down. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see y'all in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.